Good to go, rock and rolling, and we are live.
All right, check it and see if you can hear stuff on there. Make sure you can hear our voices still.
So hopefully everybody else heard the intro song because we did not.
It's true.
Got it?
It's
Perfect.
We hear it, we know, everything's good to go.
We sound great. All right.
Hold on.
What?
It shows your...
You what?
Yeah, no intro. That's okay.
Oh, well.
All right, guys. Well, you got a whole bunch of pictures.
Yeah, I can hear it now.
With
We came in already. I'll fix that shit.
That's like we told your mom.
I'll fix that shit.
Yeah.
So what's been going on with you? So I wanted to start out by talking about the end of our last podcast. I watched it a couple times and I was like, damn, I got drunk. At the end, I was like trying to hold on to the table and trying to think of shit to say. At one point, you were asking me questions, and I had one-word answers, and that's all I could give.
You were pretty tossed, man. As soon as we got done, you didn't really say much of anything.
Yeah.
And you just laid down on your bed.
Yeah.
And you were gone. You were gone.
Usually, I have to take everything out of this garage to because I don't want to keep the shit in the cold. So took whatever I could take. That was quick, and then I went upstairs, and then I think I looked at Brittany, and I was like, I'm drunk, and then I went to sleep, and I ended up across the bed entirely, and I guess at one point she tried to make me move, and I ended up waking up at like 6 a.m. on my pillow was at the end of the bed. I was sleeping on the end of the bed, and then I think I looked at Brittany. So,
Cool.
You get freaked out when you wake up somewhere that you don't realize how you got there?
So I had this one story. So I got completely blitzed out of my mind one night downtown. I wasn't expecting it at all. And I went downtown by myself, met some really awesome people. And next thing I know, I wake up in someone's bed. Like, it wasn't like a one-night stand type of thing. I just woke up in this little single bed in this place in Browns Addition, Spokane.
Get that bitch a little closer to you.
And I was sitting there, and I was like, where the fuck am I? Like, I had no idea. And the couple that had brought me home were sleeping in their living room. And when I woke up, they were there, and I was like, what happened last night? Like, why am I here? Like, I was freaking out. I checked my wall. I checked everything. I was like, I thought they like stole from me or murdered me, or I didn't know what the fuck was going on or where I was. I was scared out of my mind.
This is in Spokane?
And so it ended up that they thought that I was either roofied or maybe had too much to drink. Each option is very, very, very likely.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I woke up. They made me coffee in the morning. They told me about my night. They're like, hey, we saw you walking around downtown. You were just like out of it. That you seemed like something was wrong.
Seemed like we could put it in your butt real quick and you wouldn't know.
Pretty much, man. Pretty much.
Cool.
But no, they took care of me.
Yep.
They made sure that I was okay. I had a place to stay. I had a place to sleep. I don't know who they are to this day, but honestly, like, they were the most genuine people I've randomly met, and it was very comforting to know that there's still people out there like that.
Yeah, but likely you get butt raped.
Yeah, in any other scenario, I probably would have got like fucked up or everything stolen from me.
Yeah.
So I was,
especially if you're a girl. Girls have it tough.
For the circumstances that happened, the outcome was better than what it could have been. But yeah, man, I've been there where I woke up, oh man, dude, it was such a, I just remember waking up and it was just like someone's fucking bedroom, and it was a small bed and there was no one else there and it was dead quiet.
Yeah.
And I was like, what just happened? and they're already awake. I don't remember what time it was or anything like that. And I said like hi to them and like thank you, and then I just walked home. And I walked like an hour and a half home.
I don't think I've ever been stolen like that, but I've definitely woken up not knowing where I was, and sometimes I get freaked out. Not in like a serious way, but like, oh shit, I got to remember the last few hours before I went to sleep and what I said wrong.
Yeah,
that happens a lot. When I get drunk, I don't get drunk anymore, really.
Yeah, it's a rare occasion.
Yeah.
No, but I've definitely gone to sleep and I've had a dream where I fell asleep somewhere else, and then I woke up and I'm like, wait, what? And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, all right. So I've definitely had that happen before. Just, I mean, if I take like NyQuil or something that forces me to sleep, I just, dude, I got some messed up dreams.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's rough. It's rough. But
so, let's do a little technical stuff right here. When you're, just so it picks up perfectly. So have the mic pointing like at a 45-degree angle from your face and kind of have it at your cheek. These pick up like, so set it up for you. A little live action here.
All right, Dad's going to come in and help me.
So this thing should be tighter. So talk like this way and this is where it picks up at. So
Okay.
Just talk like this so it doesn't pick up the, so if you're talking like that, it's going to pick up all your air sounds. So talk away from it.
Okay, so
And I don't know if it's better like that or what, but
I'll mess with it.
let's take out a little bit, and then you can push it back some.
Okay, all right. Thanks,
Yeah.
Thanks, Dad. Appreciate it.
Motherfuckers will be able to hear you better.
Hey,
It's gonna get really
Audio.
simple the further we get into this, and we're just gonna press one button and go. But right now,
it's all work in progress.
yeah, we got the good setup though, bro.
I like these
Pull this
mics, man. You can hear a lot more.
Yeah,
Like,
shout
if
out to so this brand is Audio Technica, and they've got some really cheap but really quality stuff. So that's what I go with.
I like it.
Fucking A, man.
Well, shit, man. What have you been up to? What's new with you? Well, I mean, don't tell me everything that's new. I already know what's new, but we're not gonna say it. You know what I mean? Like, we're not gonna talk about the butt plug you got yesterday for yourself, but you know, it is what it is.
I do have a plug, but my wife said there's some feedback, and it's the heater. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about that because I want to stay warm. But it's not like audio feedback. It's just the heater hissing. It sucks, but oh well.
Well,
We can turn it down a little bit too.
I mean, these mics are a lot better, so you can hear. It picks up everything around, which is great. That really didn't change it. Oh,
I might have just sizzled my beard a little bit too.
grows back.
But yeah, sorry, baby. Hopefully our voices are crisp though, because that's what I care about. You know, you like that crisp voice.
Hey, man, this is an ASM video.
ASM,
Yeah.
American Science Machine.
No, man. Have you seen ASM videos?
What are
It's
those?
an auditory stimulating, like, video or movie. It's called ASM, where people put mics next to things and they either cut them or they do something like that. It's auditorily or whatever. It's very stimulating to the ears.
Ugh.
But it's a real
I'm just
thing.
thinking of someone putting one next to a chalkboard or something. That would suck.
That would definitely suck. Like, I hate chalkboard. Oh, man, dude.
Yeah.
I absolutely hate like cotton balls. Like, oh gosh, dude.
What?
Like cotton balls. Like if you squish them, that feeling, that sound, dude. I can't stand.
There's
it.
no sound. It's cotton.
I don't know. It's just the thing I
That's
have.
fucking weird. How do you
like,
do with Q-tips then?
I love Q-tips. Use them
Cotton
every day.
inside of your ear, and you
but
can deal with that.
They're solid. They're not like. It's not like squish. It's hard to explain, man. Maybe it's just
You
me
don't like
here.
squishy shit? But what about them girls? Larger than,
Larger than life.
no, I was thinking like larger than like a depressed life
Oh, thicker than a Snicker.
with two C's. No, thick with two C's is like sexy thick. Thick with a K is, bitch, you need to lose some weight.
Probably. I don't know.
Or a cake or something.
Cake. Oh man, dude, I love. It's
What's your
actually.
favorite dessert?
I don't like sugar. I'm not a sugar person, man.
You pound full throttles.
Yeah, energy drinks is way different. But
Speaking of which, I had this experiment where I was also have a lot of gas. So I went from sugar-free to sugar Red Bulls. or I just cut out artificial sweeteners altogether.
That's what you said in the car. You're like, make sure it's sugar.
Well, I cut it out for a while, but then the ass gas creeped back, and I think it's just my body gets used to something, and it doesn't do it efficiently. It's like you just keep putting this shit into your body. Find something else, so I switch it up. I can't have a lot of acid, but I do.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Also, like LSD.
Never done it.
I've only done it twice, and that was way long time ago. It was like half my life ago.
I to be honest with you, I'm genuinely scared to do LSD.
Why?
Just I don't know. Everyone that I've talked to, including yourself, they've always had great experiences on it, and it's always been I wouldn't say life changing, but it is life opening to you. It's very unique experience, and you can't replicate it. It's one and only. But
It's for me. I don't know if it was different, but it was pretty similar to mushrooms. It was just more visual,
See,
but it definitely fucks with your mind in the same way.
yeah, so like I love mushrooms. I've done mushrooms and shit, man. Like a shit ton of times. I love mushies. Mushies are like my go-to type of thing if I'm going to do something. I'd rather do mushies than fucking smoke weed. But I mean, I don't do it as much anymore that I'm an adult. Well, I mean, age-wise.
These glasses are really cool.
Yeah, it's the first time wearing them.
I wore them a couple times before. They're supposed to be for nighttime, but there's really no science saying that these glasses increase brightness in the nighttime. In fact, if you put any tint over your eyes in the nighttime, you're going to reduce
That makes sense.
light coming in.
That makes sense.
But they look cool. They look like Hunter S. Thompson, who I love.
Yeah.
So I don't want to cop his look, but they actually make the world. I was trying to Google something about sunglasses, and I couldn't find anything about it because I don't know how to Google it. Do sunglasses have it? Does it have like a window effect over your eyes? You know, how you're looking out of a window in your home and it's gross outside, and you feel depressed, but you're only seeing it from, or you see like people playing outside and you feel like separated from that because you have a window. I was like, do eyeglasses do the same thing for you? Because when I take my glasses off, the world seems a little bit more vivid.
So
I don't know if that changes my mindset at all. I can't Google it though.
So you're talking about like a barrier. So windows are a barrier to the outside.
Yeah, so like sunglasses like a psychological barrier to the outside world.
Interesting. That's an interesting concept.
Get on that.
I mean, it obviously has to be. I'm sure there's some sort of mentality that goes behind that because, I mean, when I wear sunglasses obviously for the sun or whatnot, but I also wear sunglasses because being blind in one eye, and it being glass, it definitely creates my eyes don't always work perfectly, and so people will pick up on that. And I mean, I'll always be open with it, but I love wearing sunglasses because then people can't necessarily see my eyes and how they move. So sometimes wearing sunglasses increases my confidence.
Yeah.
So especially with people that don't know me, first time meeting them, sunglasses are great. But yeah, it's just that's a very
I don't know how to phrase the Google search. It's really fucking hard. Because mostly it comes up with like, I don't know, like there's this thing about polarized lenses. Are they bad for your eyes?
Really?
Yeah, because there's
polarized.
You have to have. I don't know if it's a real science or anything, but it reduces glare. It obviously keeps the rays out of your eyes, but your eyes could benefit from some sun rays.
Really?
Yeah, well, not like looking
D,
at
like
the fucking forbidden light, but
like photosynthesis. Man.
I
don't know.
I don't photosynthesize. Hey, if I could photosynthesize, I wouldn't have to eat anything. That'd be dope.
Oh my gosh, dude! Did you hear about this guy? I kid you not. He's super skinny, or maybe it was a girl, but she eats air. I kid you not. That is her diet. And there's this huge article about it, dude. I'm gonna look it up right now, man. Person that eats air, dude. I kid you not. This is a real thing. And
because it's on the internet.
no. There's like this. Whether the percentage or whatnot. Oh, so she is a breatharianism.
That sounds made up.
Yeah, it's a philosophy. It's practiced lifestyle in place of a usual diet.
You know what I am learning that I have to be more humble because I called bullshit out on something the other day, and I think I was totally wrong about it. And no, Brittany, it wasn't what we were talking about. It was sensory
deprivation.
No, it was
overload.
It's an actual condition that's been around for a little while, but it's not medically official yet, and so it's usually like a parental diagnosis, and that's always funky because parents shouldn't be diagnosing their kids. But it's like a sensory thing where your brain doesn't process the right. It's actually akin to like people that can't feel pain or people that feel too much pain. It's like a sensory effectiveness disorder or something, and so your brain doesn't process certain senses right.
It's okay if I'm understanding this right. It's like people, there's a genuine condition where people don't feel pain because their body doesn't process it the same way as everyone else. Are you thinking something like that?
No, it was something. I wish I could remember it. Because it's not. Sensory processing disorder is a condition in which the brain has trouble receiving and responding to information that comes in through the senses, formerly referred to as sensory integration dysfunction. Okay. It is not currently recognized as a distinct medical diagnosis, so you can't actually get diagnosed with it.
So
mostly it comes from parents. No, well, it's not, because there is some research on it, and it's neurological. It's like the senses going to your brain. So it's really subjective diagnosis, but I guess it has to do something with the pain too, because that kind of stuff is so hard to test for. Yeah, because it's subjective. You can't live inside someone else's body.
Well, and it's hard to test. I mean, there's a lot of things in this world that it is really hard to test for, strictly because your symptoms aren't always the same as everyone else's that have had that same issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everyone's body is completely different, responds completely differently. So you may react one way, let's say for acid, you may react one way. I may react completely different. I may have a completely different experience for it. And I think that's what scares me about that. But it is interesting. I mean, I couldn't imagine not feeling pain. Like, I understand pain tolerances and stuff in that realm, but with that, man, that would be nuts, man, not to be able to feel pain.
So calling bullshit on that made me a little more humble, because I was like, well, it sounds like when people talk about ADD, which is a condition, but
I don't believe that.
It's so widespread that it is a condition, but really it's just fucking I think it's just hyperactive kids, and you need to let them out, let them loose, make them latchkey kids.
So with ADD...
were you a latchkey kid at all?
What do you mean?
So a latchkey kid is someone who comes home to like an empty house, and there's not a lot of parental supervision.
No.
You were the opposite.
Man, every time, so my childhood, I would go to school, walk home, I would come home, say hi to my parents. My parents were always home. And if they weren't, they were there in like an hour or something like along those lines. I would go out and play with the neighborhood kids until 5, 6 o'clock. Dinner would be ready, come home, have dinner, watch some TV or a movie with my parents, go to sleep. And that was
what about your teenage years?
Teenage years, oh man, I was in a relationship for most of my teenage years. So pretty much, man, even all through high school, I would wake up, parents would be there, have some breakfast with them, say hi, they go off to work, I'd go to school, I'd come home, they might not be home for a couple hours, so I'd work on my homework, they'd come home, we'd have dinner.
Wow, you had a pretty structured life.
I really did. I mean, it wasn't intentional, it's just how it worked out.
You didn't have any choice because you were just, born.
Yeah, I know, but
I had
family dinner every night.
When I was younger, I was kind of a latchkey kid, especially when I moved to Rhode Island. I was always out and about when I was in like 5th grade. I would come home at random times. My mom just got used to it eventually. And when I was a teenager and working, when I was 14, at that point, I was coming home at like 10, 11 o'clock at night. I wasn't out doing drugs or anything. I was just hanging out with my friends. And we weren't really druggies. We drank a little bit. By the way, the first time I drank beer, I was like, this is fucking disgusting. Who drinks beer? So I drank a lot of hard liquor when I was younger. And I like beer. I just can't. It's so gassy, man. You just get bloated as fuck.
I can't drink beer.
Well, you can't drink beer with hops in it, and a lot of beer doesn't have it. So you just don't want it.
Well, I'm allergic to hops, so.
Yeah, and a lot of beer doesn't have hops.
Really?
Yeah, a ton of beer doesn't have hops.
I don't know, man. I mean, maybe that's true. I mean, I really haven't gone through and like analyzed or...
I mean, you're not really missing out on much. There's a lot of... If you want like really good beer, it's going to be the microbrews, and those a lot of times have hops in them.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I loved beer. I mean, I wish I could drink beer. I had a moose drill back in Billings, Montana, back in man, it was like 2012 or something along those lines, and it was delicious. And then I almost ended up in the hospital, so that was fun. Jay was with me, and we were sitting there at dinner, and he's like, "You okay? You okay?" I was like, "Dude, I don't know, I don't know." Like, it was rough.
So we're gonna have to get used to that camera going off every so often. It's not a power issue because it's plugged in. It's DSLR cameras aren't designed to the sensor to stay open that long.
But the thing is, when it goes off, it says SNT.
Yep, I made that happen, bruh.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice, man. That's pretty. I like it.
Automatically goes to that.
Dude, I have to be so bad.
Jesus, already?
Yeah, I downed that energy drink, dude.
Oh, you shouldn't have done that.
I know. I was like, I don't want to bring it in here. One less thing to carry. So chugged it. And now I'm like,
Since we're not drunk and I have my wits about me, don't pee behind the dumpster.
No, definitely not. There's too many. Yeah. No.
Can you bring my keys back?
Toss them back right where you left them.
You can go do that. I'll
How about this?
do some shit.
Think about this.
I mean, I got plenty of shit to talk about.
Okay, look this up and then tell your thoughts on this, okay? Breatharians. Genuinely, like people that think air is food. It's so what it says is, though the fringe philosophy has existed in modern incarnations since at least the 1970s, it's only a small group of people. So it's very, very limited, but people genuinely believe, like people are out there in this world that genuinely believe, hey, I can eat air. Like, it's all good.
Yeah.
And my curiosity lies in, well, okay, they're eating air.
You texted me that.
Yeah. So they're eating air. Like, are they still drinking water? Are they having any kind of other nutrients or anything else into their body other than that? Like, how limited is that? You know what I mean? What does that sound?
We're gonna. So the internet wasn't that great out here, so I don't know if it was streaming for a little bit. We recorded everything, so.
All right, I'll be right back. I gotta pee.
While we're on this screen right here, fuck. So I just switch it to my phone hotspot. All right, let's try to figure out Ben's bullshit here. Breatharianism. Forums are not a good place to find information. As all y'all know, Jesus, that's so loud. Forums are not the best place to find information because it's just regular people behind their fucking computer. Goddamn. Sorry. Fucking leaves their phone on. Oh, I did. Shit. Can't be getting calls when we're doing this.
Sorry, that's probably loud.
Yeah. Don't be too long. You know, people like you leaving. Oh, let's read this. This is kind of cool. They're pushing disordered eating. What? I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. This has got to be not real. First of all, cosmic energy and air don't supply what our body needs to function, which is calories and nutrients. I'm going to have to look more into this and come back with y'all next time. I'm not going to leave y'all silent while I search for this shit. Ben's taking a phone call, so unfortunately, that means that you just got me right now, and I got to find some shit to talk about. We're going to try to get to a place where this doesn't happen, where we're just both in here. We don't have to pee for an hour, and no phone calls. We can get texts and stuff because you don't have to fucking go outside for that. So I'm gonna stop apologizing. If you don't want to listen right now, I'll just wait a couple minutes and we'll come back. But Ben was actually mentioning something earlier that I want to talk about anyway, which was he was scared to do the podcast at first, and I'll let him explain more. doing a podcast is so like freeing, and the best word I can use to describe it is cathartic. And cathartic is like it's just a feeling of like being free emotionally. Like, I'm gonna look this up. Cathartic. I read it the other day and it resounded really well, but my memory is shit. I'm only 30 years old, so I don't know what's going on. Maybe I should just sleep more. Providing psychological relief through the open expression of strong emotions, causing catharsis. So yeah, that's, for me, that's what kind of talking open and honestly does, and saying shit like anything. And that's what I tried to relay to anybody that wants to be a guest, or to Ben, who is not available right now, to just say anything and everything, and just free yourself of any kind of burden, unless you got some deep darks that you don't want to say. I understand that. But when you want to talk about stupid shit, or shit that you're kind of afraid to talk about, just do it and put it out there. And podcasts are really easy to do. Like, you don't have to, you could just have a microphone. You can have your iPhone and start a podcast. I'm sort of an audiophile, so I like to have a little setup, but you don't need much. And it's just you could do it just for yourself. You know, you could just start talking into a microphone for an audience of your own psychological making, and just have that for yourself. It's like the same thing as writing letters to someone who you're mad or anything like that. Writing letters to someone and not sending them. It's like a cathartic response, or a cathartic feeling that you get from doing something freeing and open like that, and putting it out in the world, but also, you know, not really. Because let's face it, we don't have many listeners, and maybe one day we will. And this shit will all be in the public. I agree. So now another thing which actually is true is urine therapy. And I'm gonna bring up a little article here. And make sure, you know, people can see this shit. Bring up a little article here about urine therapy and how it's actually a real thing. I don't believe it. I'm not going to try it. In alternative medicine, urine therapy, or urotherapy, also known as probably in Britain, urinotherapy or urine therapy, Shivambu, uropathy, or auto urine therapy. Auto meaning you drink your own piss. It's the application of human urine for medicinal or cosmetic purposes. Cosmetic, just piss on your face. I think R. Kelly did that and he got sued for it. Massaging one's skin or gums with one's own urine. Let's see what Wikipedia has to say about that. It came out in alternative medicine, popularized by a British naturopath. Naturopath it's alternative medicine, so you got to just beware. But it is a doctorate degree in the U.S., at least, in most states, or some states. His family used to piss on each other, apparently, treating minor stings and toothaches. Why not just put whiskey instead of peeing in your kid's mouth? See, I think these people had a little bit of an affliction if they're peeing into their kids' mouths. Or maybe they're making their kids pee into their own mouths. I don't know. I don't know if there was anything else behind that besides therapeutic. I don't know. This shit's, if you think about all the crap that people do, that's alternative medicine, and maybe some of it's good. A lot of it's psychologically comforting, which I understand, and that in itself is therapeutic. Yeah. And don't knock the power of the placebo effect, because it is an effect. You just can't know that it doesn't have an effect. Besides, your physiology does everything for you. And I'll leave that up just in case we come back to it. Wrong one. Oh, a little frozen there. Jesus. Oh my God. I didn't think we'd have any fucking technical difficulties with this episode, and we have all of them. I got myself frozen on here. Hopefully you can still hear me. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. The connection was lost. I don't really know what to say besides, I'm sorry. Oh my God. This is so annoying. Well, we're going to be audio for a little while. Because my camera just decided to stop working. This has become a fucking shit show. We got Ben on his phone out there. We got camera not working. Jesus. I don't really know what to do about this. Oh, I'll be back. And the only thing I can do is keep retrying it. What? So you're out? You're basically out. That was like 20 minutes. Your microphone isn't on. You what? You should just try this another time. This is already a shit